morning, Red Lions. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. All right, let's start off with our calendar. We left off on this number. What number was that? The 11th. Good. Yesterday was the 12th. That makes today, what's this number? What's the date? 13. Today's the 13th. Anybody know what day of the week it is? Wednesday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. What month is it? Yeah, it's May. Let's say the whole date. Today is Wednesday, May 13th, 2020. So if today is Wednesday, what was yesterday? Yep, yesterday was Tuesday. What's tomorrow? Thursday. Good job. Thursday. All right, what season is it, guys? Yep, it is spring. And what is the weather like out today? I'm going to take away my sunny. It's not super duper sunny here today. I see some clouds out there. So I'm going to put up my partly sunny, partly cloudy picture. All right, let's start on some graphs. All right, so the other day we left off with we made a table to represent our data. And we also showed how to collect data using a 5 frame, or you could use a 10 frame, however you want to collect your data. Now, what do you do with that data? Remember, data is information, and you can survey people like, what's your favorite something, or how many of this do you have, those kinds of questions. And you collect your data, which is what? Information, and you put it on a table. Remember, we had the picture of how many cats. There were 3 cats and some, or whatever, how many, 1 dog. Remember that? Yeah. So once you have your information, your data collected, you want to show it to people in kind of like a picture form. It's called a graph. And a graph is a picture kind of representation of your data. And we're going to talk about object graphs today. And then quickly also a little bit about picture graphs. Object graphs first. What word do you hear first in graphs? Object. So when you're making an object graph, you use actual objects. We were at school, we would use our shoes. I always loved to do a shoe graph. We'd take off one shoe and then we'd kind of make the graph using our what types of shoes we have. I love that one. It gets a little stinky, but it's still fun. So you could do that around your house. So once I show you how to make an object graph, you can find objects and make whatever kind of an object graph you want to at your house with different types of objects. Because of my camera and my limitations, we're going to use Unifix cubes. Okay, I've got 3 different colors in front of me. I'm going to bend my camera down and we're going to look at all these. So you're not going to be able to see my face, you're just going to be able to hear me. But you're going to be able to see me build and make an object graph. All right, so here are my cubes, okay? You see them? Oops, I guess I need to pull them this way so you can see them. Now, I've got 3 different colors. I've got red, black, and blue. First thing I want to do is I want to collect my data. I want to figure out how many I have of each. I'm going to sort them by their type. And this type is color. So I'm going to put my reds right here. See them? How many reds do I have? 2. Good. All right. I'm going to put my black ones right here. How many black ones do I have? Yep, I got 4 black ones. All right, then I have my blue ones over here. Now line them up so it's easier to see them and count them. I'm going to touch and count. So I make sure I count them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6 blue, 4 black, and 2 red. So in order to make an object graph, I'm going to, with my Unifix cubes, I'm going to stack them up. And then I'm going to lay them down side by side. So, oops, Gotta go this way. So how many was that? 1, 2. All right. Stack up my black ones. That. You see them? Okay. Now I'm going to stack up my blue ones. Okay. Now, I'm going to take a piece of paper. This is something you can do at your house. So watch me. Real simple. I took a piece of paper. I'm going to make 3 pieces of paper to label. Okay. I put it into 3 parts. I'm going to kind of rip it real fast just so you can kind of see how easy it is, something you could do at your house. All right. I guess I need to fold it to make it a little smaller. What colors do I have? Red. So I'm going to write, I might even need to make it smaller than that. I can probably go really small because my spot is pretty small. All right. So red, D. And then I'm going to put it right here under red. Okay. What's my next color? Black. Black. All right. There we go. So I'm labeling my graph right now. All right. And my last color was what? Blue. Blue. And then the ooh is tricky. It's a U-E sound right there. Okay. Now, can you see all my sticks? There we go. All right. Now, which one, can I move them all back so you can see them all? So now I've got real fast, I can look and I don't even really have to count. I can use my eyes and say which one has the most, which one's got the biggest. It's blue, right? And I can tell that by just looking because my blue goes the highest. So that means I have the most. Which one has the least? Remember, least, smallest. Red, because it's only this big. Whereas my blue one was this big. Okay? And I could ask you, which one has 2? What color has 2? You would go 1, 2. Red has 2. What color has 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Blue has 6. What color has black has how many? You would say 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have created what is called an object graph. I used actual objects to make my graph. And I label my graph so I know what color it is, and I can count and I can look with just my eyes and see my answers, get my information, my data, just by looking at my objects. Okay? Like I said, object graphs are fun and can be used with any kind of object you have. That's the cool thing about object graphs. All right. Now, so I would like to see you make some object graphs at home if you can. Like I said, shoes is always a fun one. You could find how many sneakers versus sandals or boots. You kind of graph and line them up just like I lined up my things and then count and see which one's the most, which one's the least. How many black shoes versus brown shoes or white shoes you have. You could do socks, different color socks. You could do how many pants versus shorts. You could do your Legos. You could do how many kinds of pieces of lollipops versus chocolate bars. Whatever you have at your house, you can do to make object graphs. All right. I am going to now switch gears and talk a little bit about picture graphs. What word do you hear first in picture graphs? Pictures. Because we're going to use pictures to make our graph. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Here is an example of a picture graph. So this person, whoever made this graph, already collected their data. They figured out how many muffins they have of each type, and they put it into a graph so that you can use just your eyes and see how many of each. So pictures are a great way, a picture graph is a great way to represent your data. So this one is types of muffin, or a kid's favorite type of muffin. So somebody along the lines collected data on maybe a 5 frame or a 10 frame, and they had each kid vote. So there's 3 types of muffins that they could vote for. And each muffin picture, it's a picture graph, stands for one child's vote. So let's look. We have a chocolate chip muffin, a blueberry muffin, or a corn muffin. So if you were looking at this graph, which one only had a couple, 2 flavors? The 2 kids vote. What flavor? Which one only had 2? Chocolate chip, blueberry, or corn? Yeah, blueberry, because it's 1, 2. So see how you can see that real fast? All right. Which one has the most? What was the most votes? Which one had the most votes? Which kid do kids seem to like the best? Yeah, chocolate chip. Because look, it goes out and the longest. So this is another way you can make a graph. I made mine this way. You can also make it this way. So you can see this one goes out further than the other ones. It stops here. This one stops all the way back here, and this one stops here. So because it goes out the furthest, I know that's the got the most votes. That's what most people voted for. How many was that? How many voted for chocolate chip? 1. Yeah, 5 kids chose chocolate chip as their favorite. All right. How many kids chose corn muffins as their favorite? Remember, corn's this one down here. How many chose corn? Corn muffins. Good. 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 people said that their favorite was a corn muffin. Okay? So again, I can find out all that information by using my graph. A graph is a great tool to use to figure out information, to collect my data and show my data in a very simple, easy to read way. And then I'm going to show you this. As you know, they start to ask you questions about it. I asked you a few questions already. So like you see all these questions that you can ask. It's crazy just from this little picture. So another question you might say is, which one had the most? Right? You could say chocolate chip because 5 is the most, the longest one. Which one had the least votes? Blueberry, right. Now here's a really tricky question. If I said how many kids were in this class that voted, how could you figure that out? Anybody know? It's a very tricky question. Remember, 1 kid per vote. So here's what we do. It's kind of like addition. It's like adding. We could count all the muffins and that would tell us how many kids voted. So watch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 kids voted because there are 11 pictures of muffins. They all didn't vote for the same thing. 5 voted for chocolate chip, 2 for blueberry, and 4 for corn. Okay? But 11 kids in all. Beautiful job today. Oh, let me point this out. So this is like our little key. It tells us that 1 muffin stands for 1 child's vote. Okay, a lot of times when you have picture graphs, you have a little key in the bottom in the corner to tell you what the picture stands for. All right, guys, great job today. We'll do one more day of graphs. I'll see you on Friday for more graphs. Love you. Mwah. Bye.